today I'm going to do an unboxing on the Breville 800XL series. This is a smart toaster oven, and I've actually had this particular model for about, I want to say 3 or 4 years. And it got kind of all raggedy looking because, just regular usage. However, there was something that was happening with the electrical aspect of it. And so I would push the start button and the Fahrenheit and Celsius would flicker back and forth, or the convection feature would come on, and so there was like electrical something going on with it. However, so when I took it back to Bed Bath & Beyond, they were really cool about it, even though I've had it for so long. So what they did is they exchanged it for another one, because right now you can get it at Bed Bath & Beyond for $249, but when you go into the store, because this is a discontinued item, you get, I think it's only like $70 or $80 or something like that. But like I said, when you order it online, it's still $249. So maybe if you go online or go into the store and have them order it for you, they can order it at the in-store price. I'm just going to wait for you to go because I was talking. No, you didn't know. No big deal.
You can edit that.
Huh?
You can edit that.
Yeah. You want to be in it?
No, I'm kidding.
But okay, someone had walked in, so I had to edit that part out. But what I was saying is maybe you can order it in the store for the price of $80 whatever instead of ordering it online for $249. So like I said, I've had this for about 3 or 4 years. So I'm going to do, I really like this oven. It has a lot of pretty cool features that other ovens don't have. And so I'll explain that to you as soon as I get it open. So this is a Breville, the same brand as my Nespresso machine. It's really big. Let's do. Oh, I'm gonna pick this up. Let's see. You want to go outside? I know you do. Let you outside before I start this. There we go. So this is the Breville Smart Oven with Element IQ, and so I'm going to explain what that is and what it means. Let's see what's on the front part of this. So the really cool, this oven, you can bake cakes. I've baked cakes in it. I've baked cookies. I've actually cooked casseroles in it. I've made cupcakes. So there isn't anything you can't really cook or bake in the oven. I've baked chicken. I've baked fish. And the really cool thing about this oven is that it's a convection oven, whereas my regular oven is not a convection oven. So let's turn it around. I think this is the back. So it has 3 heating elements on top, and it has 2 at the bottom. So the really neat thing about this toaster oven is it already knows, because it has these preset programs within it. It already knows if you have 6 pieces of toast, and I'll demonstrate this later, but if you have 6 pieces of toast, then it knows that when you select 6 pieces of toast and you select how dark and how light you want it, it knows which elements to heat up. Does it, will it heat up all 3 on top, or will it just use 1 element on top? Will it use 2? Will it use 1? Like, it already knows how to achieve the best toast possible. My dog wants to go out 1 second. Okay, so it automatically knows what to do depending on what you have inside. So it has a pizza function, so it knows if you're putting in a frozen pizza or if you're putting in a thawed pizza, and so it will calibrate the temperature by determining what needs to be on within the oven. So, sometimes it will use 2 at the bottom and only 1 on top. And as it gets closer to cooking, it will then turn on the 3 elements on top to get that brown toasted or crusted, whatever it is, due to whatever you're cooking. Like if you're making a pizza and you want that nice little crust on top, then it will do that right at the tail end of the baking process. And so that's why it's called the Smart IQ, because it's already pre-programmed to do everything for you. Whereas if you had a manual oven, you would put it in, you would bake it, and then at the end, if you needed to turn the heat up to like broil it at the end to get that nice, how would you call it? Sometimes it depends on what you're making. If you're making a meat and you want to get that nice, caramelized, whatever on top, then that's what it would do right at the tail end. So there's a lot of different settings that it has. And one of the things that I like is, well, a lot of the stuff I'm going to have to show you when I take it out. So let me take it out. I think I'm going to be buying more Breville products. Because I really do like this. Like I said, I've had this for a while. So you get the crumb tray, which is, now I've had toaster ovens in the past, and the crumb tray was like just this pointless piece of metal at the bottom. It didn't really catch anything completely, and you had to kind of shake the toaster upside down to get it clean. You have the rack. Let me take this out. And what I like about this tray is it catches everything. Like, it really catches everything. It comes with a pizza pan, and I'll show you the inside. But it comes with the pizza pan. Nice size. I can't remember how many inches it is. Alright, this part. That just hit my foot. Alright, so you have your baking tray, or this would be, I guess, considered the drip. It can be a baking sheet or a drip pan. And this is what I'm talking about. So you can put this inside and it will catch the drippings of whatever you're baking. So yeah, if you're baking some kind of meat and you don't want it sitting in the drippings, then you can use this like this and have it fall in there and catch it. And one thing I like about this one is the little, one thing I like about this oven is a safety feature that I know people probably could care less about, but you never know when you have to unplug it very quickly. So it has this little piece here or opening to put your finger in, because if it's for whatever reason you have to unplug it, you just put your finger and pull it out rather than grabbing it or whatever. It's just really quick and you pull it out. And that's one thing I liked about this. It's the first time I saw anything like this on an appliance. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so this is the oven, the inside. And so this particular oven, I think it goes this way. So there's three levels. You have the bottom level, and then you have the middle level, a locking mechanism, so you can't pull it out. And some toaster ovens, the rack comes all the way, and so it can fall out, and whatever you have on there can fall. But this has a little feature that prevents that from happening. Another feature that this has is if it's on the middle rack, you're able to pull it out, and it pulls out the tray or the rack just enough so you can grab whatever you need to grab, or check whatever you need to check. And so that's one feature that I like, is that it comes up just a bit. Now it only happens, or it only works with the middle rack. It does not operate the same on the top rack. So when you open it and if it's on the top rack or the bottom rack, you do not get that auto pull-out feature. And that happens actually because there's magnets in here, and that's what allows it to grab onto this in the middle. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. So, I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me zoom in and make sure you can see it. Let's do that. There, that should be good. All right. So, if you're baking your pizza and you put it in here, it's a little concave in there, which allows for the pizza pan to fit in there completely. This is how you can get such a large size pizza or pan in there, because there's a little concave area in the back for this to fit in there perfectly. Also, this fits in here like that. I also wanted to show you the drip tray, or the crumb tray. It's on the outside. It covers the entire width and depth of the toaster oven. So some of them only cover a small portion, or there's like a little edge on the outside that's not able to catch the crumbs, so it just falls on the outside. But this one catches everything. And so, even though I've had mine for, I think 4 years, when I pull this out, there would be drippings or whatever on here, but the inside would be completely clean. So there was nothing that was dripped at the bottom of it. It was always pristine looking at the bottom, because this, like I said, covers the whole width and depth of the toaster oven. So that's that. Here it has broil for the top rack. And if you're going to toast or make cookies or a bagel or pizza, you would use the middle rack. And then for baking, and I can't see that far, but there's other, what that says at the bottom. Baking, roast, reheat, and warm. So if you want to keep things warm, like if you have a plate or you have a casserole or something that you've made, if you want to keep it warm, you go ahead and put it on the bottom rack. And you select warm over here. So obviously I can't turn it on while it's on my table, but I'll plug it up and I'll show you some of the features in just a moment. All right, maybe that'll work. Hopefully you can see that. So I wanted to point out, this is your function knob. Oh, this feels a lot better than the other one I had. Oh yeah, there was something goofy going on with the other one that I had, because this button did not feel this smooth at all. It felt kind of clicky. Oh, this feels good. Oh, this feels good. Okay, so these have presets. So if you want to make toast, like I said, you tell it how many pieces you have. So if you have 6 pieces and you want it on a level 3 in terms of lightness and darkness, it will know that you have 6 pieces of toast and how long to keep the oven on, when to heat it up or tone it down in terms of the heat, in terms of the elements being active. So let's see, you have, and so when you, so let's just do this. Let me show you this. So here we have 6 slices, right? Push start and you have 4 minutes and 45 seconds basically, okay? If you only have 3 slices, you have 4 minutes. You see, turn it off. And if you have 1 slice, it's 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So as you can see, as you select how many pieces of toast you have in there, it automatically knows how long to set the timer for, in addition to which heating elements, being the 3 on top or the 2 at the bottom, to activate and when to activate it and how high it should be activated. And the same thing with the bagel. The bagel, if you have a bagel because you want the cut side to be, how should I say, toasted more than the bottom side, what you would do is you would put the bagel on the rack, cut side up, and close it, and then you would hit your start. And so you can't see it now, or maybe I should let it go. You can't see it now, but it will determine which heating elements to activate at a lower temperature and which ones to activate at a higher temperature. So for a bagel, the upper heating elements will get hotter than the bottom ones. And so that's why it's called a smart IQ, because it knows. So another thing is the convection. I don't know if you can hear that. The last one that I had was kind of loud. So there's a convection button. It's off. And now it's on. You can hear it. It's slight. It's not even that loud. But that's that. And also, oh yeah, the preheating. So the preheating, when you first turn it on, whatever you select, it's not going to preheat for toast or bagel, but when you're baking or roasting or broiling or doing or pizza or cookies or anything like that, it's going to preheat the oven. And once it gets to the temperature that it needs to be at, the counter will automatically start counting down. And then when it's finished, it will automatically stop. All right, so I'm going to turn that off. And so bake, actually, let me see. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. Let me, probably can't tell. But as of, I'm going to take this off, if I can get it off. So I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see it, but there's only 2 heating elements on right now, and there's 3 of them at the top. Let me turn this light off a second. Hold on a second. Okay. So you can see that the 2 on the bottom are on, and 2 at the top are on, and not 3. So I'm going to stop it and change it to broil and turn it on. And so you can see the 3rd heating element will turn on. See the 3rd one in the middle? It's turning on because it knows that if you're broiling something, then you're going to need all the heating elements to be active to achieve that broiling feature on top. And if you notice, the ones at the bottom, you can't even see them because they're not on. Because when you're boiling, you don't need the bottom heating elements to be on, you just need the bottom. So I'll stop it and turn it to bake and turn it back on so you can see the bottom 2 come on. And you're seeing them glow a little bit. There you go. So the one in the front and the one in the back are turning on. And we'll go back to top and you can see that the 3rd one has turned off, but only the 2 have turned on. The front one and the rear one. And so it has started. So it already has got to the 325 degree temperature. And so it will start counting down from the 30 mark. Let me put this back in here. All right. So another reason why I like this oven. Okay, Google, turn on all lights. Another reason why I like this, and I don't know if you can see it still, but there's also a Fahrenheit and Celsius.
You got it. Turning 15 lights on.
Oh, shoot. I turned on all the lights. Okay, Google, turn off bedroom lights.
Okay, turning off 2 lights.
Okay, so the this feature here for the Fahrenheit and the Celsius. So some people, like I know in Europe they use Celsius, they don't use Fahrenheit. So, and that's one great thing I like about this, even though I don't know anything about Celsius, but it's a feature that is available to those who do use Celsius. So you sometimes, or say you get a recipe and the recipe says, oh, you're supposed to have it at 162 degrees Celsius. Well, you don't even have to make the conversion because all you have to do is move it to whatever the recipe is in Celsius, and it makes the conversion for you. It already knows what it is. So if it's supposed to be 200 degrees Celsius, then it's 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's a cool feature. If you're, used to using Celsius, or, there's a possible recipe that you get that is in Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. Also, the frozen button. So like I said, if you, let's take the function to pizza. So this is where you have the option to let it know, hey, I have a 12-inch frozen pizza. So if I have a 12-inch frozen pizza, which is already preset to 450 degrees by the manufacturer, and I hit start, it's going to be 22 minutes because it's frozen. But if I hit the frozen button and turn it off and let it know that I have a fresh 12-inch pizza and turn it on, it's 14 minutes. So you can see that's what I mean by the Smart IQ, is it already knows what to do. And so if you like your pizza to be a little different than what the manufacturer has specified, then you can tweak it. And if you tweak it, like let's say you don't want it to be 450 degrees, you want it to be 380. So you have a 380, that's how you like your pizza. You don't like it too golden, you don't like it burnt, you don't like it whatever, however the manufacturer has set for this product. I'm having another deja vu, this is weird. So what you do is you just leave it there, and that's your preset for frozen pizza. And so when you go and you change it to something else and you come back to pizza, it remembers your preference. It remembers what you did, the changes you made, and so the next time you go to select that feature or that function, it will remember that for you. And the same thing goes for bake. If you want to bake at 350 degrees, that's generally what you use, then you leave it there. And when you change your settings and you go back to bake, it's there. And so it remembers the last thing that you did. And one of the things that I like to use was the reheat. Because, I don't have a microwave, so I'm able to put my dish in here, reheat it, and be done with it. And this is one of the reasons why I don't have a microwave, is because of the harmful effects of using the microwave. And so I haven't had a microwave in years, and I don't miss it. The convenience factor, you know what, it doesn't take long. You put it in here you don't even have to do it for that long. You could do it for 10 minutes at 360 degrees. It heats it up nicely. It's not, it doesn't come out the way it would in a microwave, because some things you put in a microwave, it comes out gummy or rubbery, and you're not going to get that. You're going to get something that, if the chicken is supposed to be crispy, then it's going to be crispy. If whatever you have in there is supposed to be a certain way, it's going to be that way. And so that's why I like using the toaster oven. And the thermal footprint, or the thermal mass footprint on this, is so much lower than the big oven. And so during the summer, I like to use this oven because it doesn't heat up the entire house. Whereas you turn on the Beast, I call it the Beast, then you have to, it's just too much. It's too much. And if you have your air going, it's just going to have to work that much harder to keep the house cool. So that's why I prefer using a smaller, a toaster oven that has a smaller thermal mass than the larger one. So that's that. That's the Breville 800XL, I believe. And like I said, it's $249 online at Bed Bath & Beyond. And of course, you can use your 20% coupons that they send out in the mail all the time. But like I said, if you go into the store and ask them for this particular model and have them order it for you, I believe they'll waive the shipping because it's over $50. So you can get it, I believe, for $80. I didn't have to pay anything for it because I already bought it like a few years ago, and this was just a replacement. So that's that. They do have another model that is above this, and the only difference is that it has a light. And I think that one's like $299 or something like that, or $100 more or something like that. I don't know, but I don't need a light. So anyway, that's that. So like I said, that's the Breville Smart IQ oven. There's a lot of great features. I like the auto shut off. Some people don't like that because if it needs to bake or cook a little more, maybe you don't hear the beep and it will shut off and you come back to a cool oven and you have to preheat it again to continue cooking. But I mean, if you know that you're cooking something that needs that much attention, then you should give it the attention that it deserves. So that's it. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer the questions as the best I can. Like I said, I had it for 3 to 4 years, so I'm pretty familiar with the product. All right, take care, everyone. Bye now.